So I think the second copy of Elesh Norn is more than reasonable. In the matchups where you want Elesh Norn, I always want Elesh Norn. All right, on the die roll here, I would love to play first. Huh. Well, I'm definitely keeping this. Yeah, we're gonna reveal this hand's actually pretty good, right? I can hit a land or a reanimate to make this hand work. So I'm gonna go ahead and cast Lotus Petal, and then we'll cast Faithless Looting. And then if I hit a land, a reanimate, or a dark ritual, we get to put Griselbrand into play. And I did miss here, which is unfortunate for us. So if I would have hit a land, a reanimate, or a ritual. That's a neat idea, Zombie. So this is not my deck list. This is a donation deck list that we've just played a couple times before, so I kind of have a feel for the things that it's doing. But Pack Rat sounds really sweet, actually. Pack Rat actually sounds really sweet. So if I would have hit a thing, we would have been able to floop the pig there, but we missed. How many hits did we have there? We had 12 lands, 3 petals, another Chrome Mox. So I had 16, I had 24 hits there. We're actually pretty likely to hit there, huh? I guess I should have binned this Chancellor instead of this Griselbrand, so that way I could have another thing in my bin here. Sire's pretty good. Oh, I probably should have fetched there first. So I have 1 mana floating. I have another mana here. I have another mana here. And I haven't drawn any additional fast mana. So I guess I just want to... I have Entomb. I think I'm just Thoughtseizing myself and putting Sire into play, right? That's my non-legendary card. I could also put a Chancellor into play. It's probably just Sire, though, right? Yeah, I think it's discard Sire with Thoughtseize and then Exhume it. This gets us into a little bit of trouble if they have Swords to Plowshares, I guess, but then I have a bunch of cards in hand still, so, like, probably fine. I mean, if they plow us, I get to draw 7 more cards is the thing. They plow us, I get to draw 7 more cards. Yeah, they're gonna bounce Griselbrand. That's why we're putting another threat into play. But if they do it in response to the trigger, they lose their entire hand and they just have Karakas versus my 2 lands, right? So now we have to kill them with this before they draw Swords to Plowshares is basically what it comes down to. And like, if we hit another 2 mana reanimate spell, I get to put a thing into play. Faithless Looting. They could have Dryad Arbor here. Yeah, it looks like we're playing against Maverick. I'm through a lot of my reanimate spells here. We're actually losing this race to Dryad Arbor the way this shook out, right? That's just a Bayou, okay. If this was paper, I 10 out of 10 would have missed that trigger. There's a 0% chance I'd have remembered that trigger in paper. Just actual 0% chance that trigger would have gotten remembered. Life's great. Yeah, I really feel like the opponent punted by not fetching for this. They could have just like straight up won this race or like prevented me from attacking. All right, sweet. So I was gonna kill this, but then I realized they probably weren't going to block, and then we get to kill them by draining. Yeah, Maverick player spiked the last Grand Prix. So this is a Brutality matchup. This is definitely a Grave Titan matchup. And a Tidespout Tyrant matchup. I think this is Unmask out. I think Elesh Norn's okay here. I actually think that game's going to be the exception and not the rule, and I'm going to cut the Sire of Insanity. I definitely want Grave Titan and Tidespout. Yeah, Pig's okay against Plow. Is Pig better than Elesh Norn? Elesh Norn's pretty good just because she like randomly cleans up Deathrite Shamans and stuff, so I think I want one of her. I think I'm going to submit like this. I really don't like to overside board with this deck. I don't think I want Abrupt Decay. I'm pretty sure the Abrupt Decays are like explicitly for like Rest in Peace, and they're probably not playing Rest in Peace in their deck. Cut a Griselbrand because of Surgical. Yeah, that could be okay. Just like do this. Just have a variety of threats. I kind of like that. Hey, let's give this a try. Let's give this a try. Cutting Chancellor could be reasonable too. Cutting Chancellor stops their turn 1 Deathrite Shaman, which is nice. Hey, Brian. Thanks for the resub, bud. Ditch this, pass the turn. Yeah, I don't think I've seen Maverick play Cage before. That doesn't mean there isn't some random guy at your LGS that doesn't play Cage, but I think it's pretty unlikely for them to have Cage. So I assume we'll lose Animate Dead here, and then I'll get to Brutality then. This is the hard game. We have to try and win a game on the draw here. They took my Brutality. So they must just have Surgical Extraction, right? I think I'm going to Animate Dead the Elesh Norn. Because this smells like Surgical to me. Yeah, sweet. Sniffed it out. No, if they had swords, I think they'd take the Reanimate spell because they can't beat us drawing 14 cards. I think swords is an incorrect read because they can't beat Griselbrand getting into play. No, I think they'd take Animate Dead if they had swords to plowshares and not a piece of graveyard hate. I think they're unless they're not smart enough to know that they can't beat, like they're not going to beat us drawing 14 cards is what it comes down to. So that's why Surgical is likely what they have there. Yeah. Like, the Elesh Norn's probably good enough to win the game here, so I'll just try and reanimate that one, and this way I get to keep my Griselbrands around. Okay, so we want to draw an Exhume here, And one of the things that's important to remember about Exhume is that Exhume doesn't target. So that means if we looting and ditch this second Griselbrand and then we Exhume, we get one of the Griselbrands back. And it's not the 2-mana Reanimate spell I wanted. That's a Reanimate though. So I guess I'm gonna ditch this. I guess I'm gonna ditch the land too, because I'm gonna draw with Griselbrand, right? This also works. All right, we missed on a land there, but it's not the end of the world. Just gonna go ahead and pass the turn here. Probably ditch an Entomb here. No, the Entombs are pretty good to play through this. I'm gonna ditch a Thoughtseize. I guess I could have ditched Tidespout Tyrant. Maybe that was the ditch. If they have a plow here, they could probably beat us at this point. Definitely think we're behind at this point to that plow. We needed our draw 7 to be a little bit better. And like, when you think about how close this game is right now, I want you to remember that we not only were on the draw, but our opponent had Surgical, Thoughtseize, Scavenging Ooze, Plow. Like, they had four quality pieces of interaction, and we're still like very much in this game. Yeah, we're pretty dead here though, right? I just like I'm like trying to think about like what combination of cards I could draw to allow us to win this game. I guess Dark Ritual could do it. I guess I'm gonna spot check for what they could possibly have in their hands here. Knight of the Reliquary and Sword of Light and Shadow, sure. If I hit Dark Ritual, I could go Entomb. Nah. Yeah, maybe I should have saved the Brutality to double Brutality. Just gonna go ahead and move on to the next one here. Playing the Brutality was probably wrong. Alright, on the play. Yeah, maybe Chancellor isn't good enough. I'm gonna put in the extra Griselbrand back in. I don't think I want Abrupt Decay. I think I'm just gonna submit. I think I'm pretty happy with this. You could have pitched second Reanimate, and then first Reanimate gets countered by Scoos, and then we get to fetch and resolve. Yeah, that's a good line. Thank you, Isocron. Look at that. That's a great example of constructive, specific feedback. That's fantastic. Look at that. They told me exactly what I did and why it was wrong. Just like that's a fantastic example of a constructive, useful comment in chat. All right, don't surgical me, bro. I'm gonna try and put Griselbrand into play here. Sometimes they have their 2 of out of the sideboard. I'm just gonna go ahead and move on. I mean, that's not really a competitive advantage. That's no different than like your opponent looking at you after the game and going, well, here's what you fucked up and why. So yeah, I think like opponent's draw was very good in that second game, and if I take the better line with the Animate Dead, we could have likely won the game instead. No, I don't think so, Zombie RX. I think the games we lose after we draw 7 are few and far between. And I think Inkwell Leviathan not having the Island Walk, not being unblockable in the matchup, makes it just not good enough. I think not only did we get unlucky on the 7 that we drew, but I also could have played better to draw 7 more cards, then it wouldn't have mattered that we've got unlucky, because I would have played better, so I would have had 7 more cards. So I don't think you should like make changes to how you board based on like making mistakes. think like we had Archetype of Endurance and we had Grave Titan. We had plenty of ways in Tidespout Tyrant. We had plenty of ways to diversify our threats. This is in here pretty explicitly for blue-based decks where it can be unblockable. This hand doesn't have a way to get something in the bin, so we're gonna mulligan. This hand has no mana in it. It's okay. Unmask. That doesn't do anything for us, right? So I'm gonna, it doesn't really matter where this goes. I'm gonna fetch a basic swamp and Thoughtseize them here. Okay, opponent's on a bit of a brew here. Take their Deathrite Shaman. So again, Mirage Swamp. Sideboarding is not just what cards do you put in. So be specific, be actionable. I like leaving Unmask in on the play so you can tag Surgical. That's good. That's a reason to leave it in. And it's better than, tell me what card, what card is it playing that is better than? Because I liked all of the cards I had in my deck at that point. I liked all of the cards I had in my deck at that point. Like what card do you think we were playing that Unmask was better than? Make a case for me. You think I should just like cut the Collective Brutalities when I'm on the play? I don't think we go that blisteringly fast, consistent enough for that to be a reasonable choice. Alright, I'm gonna put a Griselbrand into my bin here. Fatal push this one. Oh, do they have blue mana? Are they fetching a counterspell here? That big scary in. The revealed zone is up. This is the revealed zone up here. They have Eureka and they have Fatal Push and they have Swamp. All right, so I'm at 1. Let's unmask them pitching this Reanimate since I can't cast it anyways. Maelstrom Pulse. That's cute. Then Dark Ritual, Entomb, Exhume. No, I should go Entomb, Animate Dead, because I don't want them to get their Deathrite Shaman back. Remember, Exhume is fair because it's symmetrical, chat. Exhume is fair because it's symmetrical. We let the Eureka and put better stuff into play. So like here's the thing though. You're basically wanting me to board in. I appreciate you articulating yourself. That's good, but I disagree with where you arrived at. I think if the goal, if I don't have Collective Brutality in my deck against the Deathrite Shaman Thalia Scavenging Ooze Godok Teague deck, I literally just shouldn't be playing Collective Brutality. I think especially against a deck that like doesn't have Force of Wills and stuff in it, it's perfectly fine to just not need to go off on the first turn every single time. Just because parts of our deck allow us to go faster doesn't mean everything we do needs to go blisteringly fast. All right, and we're not going to... Am I going to tap 4 lands for this Unmask? I think I am. And we're not going to cast this Thoughtseize because we'll die. I don't actually know where my owl head is at, sadly, so I cannot make that agreement. Extra brutality to kill Dr. Shaman. I guess Elesh Norn kills Dr. Shaman too. Board in an Abrupt Decay. I don't give a shit about Magic Online trophies. Like, I hate that when people like make their justification. Like, it is never an acceptable justification on this stream to say, well, they're winning with it. You need to explain to me why it's good. If you can't, if all you can do is point at something and go, well, this is better because they're winning, and you can't explain it to me, like, that's not useful or helpful. It doesn't explain anything to me. I can look up deck lists myself and look up results. Like, Tidespout for Emrakul? I don't think so. I think we just killed them through that. I guess that's fair. This can bounce it too. Yeah, that's funny. So, Sire's just good turn 1 because it dumps their hand, I think. Maybe I just don't want the decay. Did my Sire make it in? It did. Or my Tidespout, it did. This hand... It just needs a fatty. I'm gonna keep this. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, like I've 5-0'd with a deck before and gone, man, this deck was really bad, I'll never play it again. Or, man, a lot of these card choices were really bad. I like that Collective Brutality is both an enabler. I get that it goes against the grain of let's go blisteringly fast, but I feel like a lot of the cards in this deck already enable you to go fast. So like having one card that like tempers you a touch seems fine. That's fantastic. All right, they took my brutality, which makes me think I should probably brutality them since we lucked out and drew another one here. I'll grab the Bayou since I have my decay in my hand. I assume there's a Eureka hiding over here. Mind Break Trap. All right, that's a good one to be aware of, I guess. Take their draw 2 here. I think we can play around Mind Break Trap here, okay. Faithless Looting's one of our better draws here. Gives us some card selection. Faithless Looting's the reason why I'm holding Chrome Mox. So I can discard it later. I'm gonna play this Lotus Petal out now, so that way it doesn't activate their Mind Break Trap down the line. You're a good card, Faithless Looting. Yeah, I agree, White Seal. Mind Break Trap's not good here, but I think you probably bring it in if you have it. I'm gonna hold that land at this point. I'm not gonna hold 2 lands, but I think holding 1 here is fine. Neither of us have anything going on, but like maybe I should have Abrupt Decayed this Miri's Guile. I probably need to save it for Deathrite Shaman though. Like as soon as I kill this Guile, they're gonna draw Deathrite. Yeah. All right, well, playing that land out here. That's 5, 6, 7. We are 1 mana source away from casting this Griselbrand. 1 mana source away from flooping the piggy all natural. Are y'all ready? Are you ready, kids? I can't hear you. All right, so we actually have to wait a turn because we know they have Mindbreak Trap in hand. So if I go Ritual cast Griselbrand here, they'll get to Mindbreak Trap the Griselbrand. So next turn, we will hard cast the Griselbrand. I really like the Moxes. The Moxes have been really impressive in this deck. You have Deathrite. How can someone please ban this Deathrite Shaman card? No, trap requires if they played 3 or more spells. It's a greater than or equal to. Trap is 3 spells. All right, floop the piggy. This little piggy went wee 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 all the way home. Kind of, but like the cards Collective Brutality can't take, it kills a lot of the time. So like it can take them after the fact. And Collective Brutality is simultaneously disruption while also being an enabler. So like if you Thoughtseize yourself and they force it, you don't get your thing in the bin. Whereas if you Collective Brutality them and discard a card, you get your thing in the bin and you get to take a piece of interaction away from them. I don't think I want to draw here. I think I just want to wait. I don't want to put creatures into my bin just yet because they have the Shaman active. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn here. Diabolic Edict. JK, I'll take a hit, please. Their timing on this was kind of bad here. All right, and they do still have this Mindbreak Trap that we're aware of. Oh, you know what? I messed up here. I should have left the Badlands in my deck. There's only a Swamp in my deck currently. What's going on, Dustin? Howdy, howdy. I think I just want to discard this Chancellor to hand size. I just want to get the maximum number of creatures in my bin here. The opponent is playing a black-green brew. I don't know that I have super strong feelings on the Collective Brutality versus Unmask. I do know every time... No, actually, that's a lie. I do. Every time I've played for Unmask, I've been really unimpressed with them. The one thing I do have a strong opinion on, I'm pretty sure playing Chrome Mox is right in this deck. Chrome Mox has been quite excellent every time I've had it come up. Chrome Mox has been quite excellent for me. What kind of scaries do I want to get here? Is it just a bunch of Griselbrands? It's probably just a bunch of Griselbrands. This was literally the best draw in our deck. That's not how things work here. This is a deck list that someone sent in dollars for me to play, so we're playing card for card a deck list that someone asked me to play. So I don't really have strong opinions, or no, I can't tell you that the Trophy Leaders deck is good, bad, or otherwise. Then maybe that is a good place to start, but that's not the list someone has requested that I play. They have Mindbreak Trap. If they just have another Edict getting Gristle, I guess if they have another Edict, it's bad for us either way. Oh, this got them another one of these back. That's annoying. Eldorte, please catch up with me later. I want to focus on playing this league now, and then I have to go later tonight. That's a good draw. So I'm gonna ditch this Chrome Mox, and I'm gonna ditch this Faithless Looting. I'm gonna go ahead and Thoughtseize them and see what we get. It depends. Probably not. The last time we played a stacks list, it was pretty exceptionally terrible. That deal saves me 2 health, which is relevant. I think I'm just passing here now. There's no reason to try and play into this, I don't think. The timeouts are not bans. Timeouts are temporary. If they don't find a way to deal with Grizzly Bees, I'm assuming they probably can't beat us drawing 7 more next turn. How many brutalities am I through? I'm through 1, 2, so I have 1 brutality left in my deck. I guess I have Elesh. No, I don't. Did I bring in Elesh Norn? No, my Elesh Norns are out. Huh. I guess we just killed him in 2 by attacking with Griselbrand. There aren't any more lands for this to fetch in my deck. I'm going to go ahead and flashback Faithless Looting here. I don't want to draw because they could go drain, drain, untap, drain, drain. I'm going to hold on to this Tidespout Tyrant in case the Eureka. Let's take a peek at what's going on up here. Bunch of bricks. All right. Your turn. Feel free to post your link in chat, Landon. Links for relevant Magic content, especially the deck that we're currently playing, that's great. Like actually writing that kind of stuff out, that's fantastic. It's exactly the type of discourse that's great. Feel free to paste spin it and drop it in chat. I'll give it a gander. Google Docs. Yeah, it's like fancy paste spin. Got notes and plans. Sweet. You should turn your link at the top into a hyperlink. That's really unfortunate for us because now... Huh. We were slogging through this pretty nicely, but I think that's probably going to be all she wrote. Maybe if we hit a Brutality this turn, even then, probably not. All right, that's an Exhume. Okay. So we get to do the Exhume and Entomb trick again here. We only have 2 fatties in here, but... And I'm just going to let this resolve. If they want to give me Tidespout, that's fine. Tidespout sounds great. Aha! You've activated my trap card, opponent. I would like this Gristle Daddy right here. This Gristle Daddy right here. Put that little piggy into play. All right. If they can kill my fatty again, we ain't gonna be able to do it. Well, thanks for watching, Winsy. I'm glad you enjoyed. Thanks for being here. This game's been wild. Like, even if we lose, it's just been like a pretty just like genuinely good back and forth game of Magic, right? Which is like not what you expect when you sign up for this deck. It's fair because it's symmetrical, right? So, again, I can't draw cards here with Griselbrand because they'll double drain me, untap, triple drain me, and I'm at exactly 10. I can, however, Faithless Looting. Looking for, like, Brutality at this point, right? There's one of those left in my deck. Worth noting, they are out of creatures to gain life off of, though, right? And maybe I'm supposed to Thoughtseize them there. Yeah, I probably was supposed to Thoughtseize them there. That was a mistake. I should have discarded the Animate Dead and Thoughtseize them. Because they could, like, have Eureka or Emrakul in their hand and then draw the other one here. So, yeah, I definitely should have Thoughtseized them there. Do they still have a land? I genuinely haven't been tracking. If you've been tracking and they have a land in their hand, then you're right. Thoughtseizing's wrong. When I'm streaming, there's just so much going on. I have this up here, but I haven't been tracking it. Is it a swamp? Okay, I feel less bad then. For fuck's sake! Oh god, who plays 2 Maelstrom Pulses in Legacy? Alright, now we're dead. Now we're dead. Alright, let's win a fast one on the play, shall we, chat? Let's run a fast one. I'll play Grave Titan. Sounds great against Maelstrom Pulse. They have Diabolic Edict in their deck. So Grave Titan's good against that too. Yeah, and Elesh Norn might be okay. I don't know. This is probably too many things. I guess this Chancellor of the Annex probably isn't stellar in this matchup. Yeah, the removal is black, but their combo is green. And then a small part of me dies. Do I want I think I want this extra decay. Nah, I'm on the play. I'm on the play. Let's just go. Let's just buckle up. Let's buckle up and run him down. Maybe Iona's better than the Chancellor. Maybe Iona's better than the Chancellor. No, they have Diabolic Edict in their deck. This Elesh Norn is not good against their flurry of Maelstrom Pulses, but it's what we've got, so we're gonna run it. Details on how donation decks work is here. And I'm gonna play this Petal out because they showed us that they have Mindbreak Trap in their deck, so I'm gonna play around that. Hey, thanks for the buckle up, Bits Blur. Man. Gonna have a, feels like we're gonna have a less than stellar black-red league here. Which is probably all in the fair balance, right? We had a kind of nutty red-black league last time we played this deck. It's a Death Rate Shaman, Thoughtseize, sure. These are my cards, they're mediocre. Here's to ripping a Reanimate spell and putting Sire of Insanity into play. Getting rid of all of the cards in their hand. That would be ideal. I think it's right to keep Ritual there. Yeah, I pretty much just stopped playing Hex. I just don't know if they're gonna have the longevity. Their constructed scene's a hot mess. It's really expensive for people to get into, which means there's not a lot of people playing it. There aren't rewards for playing it on demand. I'm just not sure that they're gonna Hex is gonna manage to survive like Artifact and stuff happening later this year. I think the fact that they played a second land and the Sylvan Library means I just want a Grave Titan here. I think if we would have hit the Exhume last turn, I would have put Sire of Insanity into play, but Sylvan Library means they can out-top deck Sire of Insanity. I'm not a huge fan of Eternal. I reinstalled it and their client is really elegant, which is a big plus in my book. Like, it's good software, but the actual gameplay just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I really dislike their deck building requirement that they impose on the game for balancing their silly mulligan system. And I'm not a huge fan of games that have resource variants having best of one ladder matches. Nivik, thank you for the gifted sub. Wenzi, welcome. I'm glad you've been enjoying the content. Be sure you pop on into the sub Discord. All right, well, I have no idea what their deck is doing, by the way. Is it silly? I should just smash them, right? A news outlet posted a news outlet posted that they're gonna go into a beta with people playing it outside of Valve towards the end of spring, and then hopefully have a release by the end of the year. So we'll see. The best way to confirm, I see you're already subbed there, Tyrian. If you're in Discord, you can message me on Discord. And if you're not on Discord, you can whisper me here on Twitch, or you can DM me on Twitter. I installed Hearthstone on my tablet for the first. I'm playing Hearthstone for the first time in a little over 3 years. When I logged in, it told me the last ladder season I played was January 2015. And maybe I just haven't played enough yet. I've only played like, I don't know, 50 games or so of Constructed, but like, I really don't understand why people complain so much about Hearthstone. It's really kind of a good game, it feels like. It's really interactive. It has variance in some of the cards, but it doesn't have resource variance, so it really feels like it kind of balances out compared to Magic in a lot of ways. And the software is really good. Like, as a hobbyist software developer, I'm a fan of like quality software, and like Hearthstone is good stuff. Blizzard is like good at writing software. I mean, every card game's expensive though. They're all expensive. Like, I don't think it could ever like replace Magic for me, but like as something fun to like poke at when I'm at the gym, it seems fine. Hymn to Torok. All right, someone mentioned entombing a Faithless Looting, and that actually sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a good idea. So I think I've come to the conclusion that a lot of the people that talk about, and I was one of these people for a long time. I feel like a lot of the people that talk about games like Hearthstone being a non-starter because I can't trade in it, like, I really feel like it's a little bit short-sighted. And like, how many of us actually make money out of cashing out our Magic cards? Like, personally, I really don't like the finance aspect of Magic. It's convenient for like getting cards I want specifically, or borrowing cards too, I guess, but like a lot of the finance aspect of Magic and the trading aspect, it's tedious and kind of annoying. So Traders doesn't cut me a percentage of that code. They just give me a flat rate every month in addition to sponsoring the stream for cards. So I really don't complain with what Traders gives me, because not only are they a good company, but like I wouldn't be able to do what I do without them. So I really appreciate what they do for me too. Yeah, I agree. It's the getting the cards I want in a CCG is annoying, but the finance aspect of a trading card game is also annoying. So like, they're different annoyances. I recently, so I played a lot of Hex, and Hex was a trading card game. And when I got out of Hex, I cashed out pretty much all of my Hex stuff, and like going through cashing out my Hex stuff really reminded me how tedious the finance aspect is of a lot of things. Although I did make a Magic Online profit the other day. For the Saturday stream, I bought 4 copies of Damping Sphere Saturday morning just so I could have them, because Traders was out of stock on them, and then I sold them for twice as much as I bought them for Saturday night. Details on Discord here. Discord is basically, it's a chat messaging service. It also does like voice and screen sharing too, but basically what the subs Discord server is it's a chat server that we have a bunch of channels in that have a bunch of different categories where people that are subscribed talk about different things. We have a bunch of Magic channels in there, and then we have lots of other things for like Hearthstone and software development and sports ball and lots of different things. Well, there's a reason why I've been kind of medium and not streaming Hex, because I haven't even been playing it off stream either, Equinox. Their constructed format just got really expensive in terms of dollars. Like the range of prices on their constructed decks to buy outright were like $200 to $300 for their standard format, which that's really obnoxious. And on top of that, they just don't like their ladder is their only way to get prizes for constructed, and it resets every 2 months. So like you can basically only play 20 constructed matches for prizes on demand every 2 months. This hand's okay, right? If it hits, I guess it needs to hit land. We're on the draw though. This is kind of a gamble, but I feel like this is a keep. No, this is going to be my last League of the Morning, CWNZ. So I have to be done by like 5 after 12 to get Jake off the bus. And then I'll be back tomorrow afternoon. Yep, yeah, the lack of support from Immortal is really sad too. We don't play this deck to not gamble. There's a man after my own heart. Wasteland, go. That's another Chrome Mox. Okay, we just need a land now. Land or Dark Ritual. Yes! Victory! You need green water? Have I mentioned how much I love the Chrome Moxes in this deck, chat? I feel like maybe I haven't mentioned that. Oh, you know what? I should have kept the Animate Dead in my hand and discarded the Brutality here, because they could be a force deck, right? They could be a force deck even with this start. So if we got forced here, I'd feel really bad that I don't have another Reanimate spell. Fuck, we're about to get Force of Will, aren't we? No! Victory! Ha ha! Ha ha! Alright. Alright, Magic's a tough game sometimes. I've not played the Dragon Ball card game. I basically just don't have time to play card games that aren't digital. Alright, I think I want all of these. I definitely don't want Elesh Norn. They're probably not a Death Rate Shaman deck, so I'm going to cut these Brutalities. How do we feel about this? Is 12 too many fatties? 12 might be too many fatties. They could be Death and Taxes. My mind is going to Death and Taxes or lands. I think they have Death and they're playing Death and Taxes or lands. I guess Brutality is just a good discard outlet. I guess Brutality's fine against Taxes too. Yeah, I think 12 is probably too many. Chancellor's not very good against either of those decks. I'm gonna do that. Maybe I want Inkwell Leviathan too. I'm gonna do this. How do we feel about this? I'm gonna do this. I think 10's a good number. That's fair. Maybe I should leave the Elesh Norn in over this Chancellor. No, they're one and done, Nivik. Pretty sure they're one and done. I think this is a keep. Looks like lands. So I think because I have two Thoughtseizes, I'm going to lead on Thoughtseize them here, especially since they're playing permanent base disruption. Yeah, because like now, next turn I can go Thoughtseize myself plus Animate Dead as well if I draw a spell. So, gamble, exploration, loam. Obviously, we just take their loam, right? I'm gonna take their gamble here because they can get hate cards with that. Stronghold Gambit actually comes in this matchup. So, Stronghold Gambit is just like a show and tell in this matchup. So, this is a matchup where you bring that in. Comes in against Storm as well. I'm not actually sure that I like Stronghold Gambit in the sideboard of this deck. I am not certain of that. It's a Sire of Insanity. Alright, so... do I want to put Chancellor into play or do I want to put Sire into play? It's probably Chancellor, right? Chancellor slows them down and it flies. Yeah, I think it's Chancellor. I also get to keep my land this way. Sire's also better on... this. Yeah, that's fair, Mirage Swamp. I don't know, I just feel like there's not enough decks in the format that it's really good against. They just choose not to. I guess it's worth noting that the Sire is a one-turn faster clock, right? I think they auto-passed their turn by mistake there. Yeah, honestly, I feel like you just want, and the more I play this deck, I've played Blood Moons in the side, I've played Sneak Attacks, I've played these silly, the card we're talking about here, the Stronghold Gambits. I honestly think you just want discard and anti-hate cards in the sideboard. I think that's honestly what you want in this deck. I think you just want cards that help you play your primary game plan, basically. I think our primary game plan is very good, and that's just what I want to be doing. It's like more things that help make sure my primary game plan is excellent and on point. So like, again, worth noting here that I have these two cards in my hand, but my opponent would be dead in 2 turns as opposed to 3 if I would have reanimated Sire as opposed to this. Someone sharpied all over Dirk Depths. I think Pithing Needle effects are too narrow. No, I could see Pithing Needle effects being okay. Like, those are, Pithing Needle effects are basically an anti-hate card that's, like, flexible, right? Need to dodge stage. That's not a stage. I guess we need to dodge Maze of Ith too, right? Pack Rat actually seems really interesting. Someone mentioned Pack Rat earlier, and I think that sounds really awesome. I think Pack Rat sounds sweet. I think I would try that. I think if I was playing this deck, I would try the crap out of Pack Rat in the sideboard. Someone did mention that earlier. Pack Rat sounds awesome. So we have to dodge Thespian Stage and Maze of Ith and 3 more cards next turn. Oh, fetching was wrong there. So fetching means I can draw 2 less cards, or 7 less cards, because I put myself to 14 with the Thoughtseize. That was a mistake. What's going on, Rubber Trust? All right, so they're down to 1. Do you want a Faithless Looting here? I think I do. Reanimate's not good. Been Inkwell Leviathan. That seems fine. I'm holding the Chrome Mox in case they find a Maze of Ith, so that way I can use the Chrome Mox to trigger my Tidespout Tyrant next turn to bounce Maze of Ith back to their hand. They found Thespian Stage, okay. I think we have them here, right? So we'll go Entomb, Tidespout Tyrant, Animate Dead Tidespout Tyrant, Exhume with no targets or with Inkwell Leviathan, bounce their Dark Depths. They get to Wasteland me, that's annoying. Our opponent is playing green-red lands. And I'm gonna put a stop on my upkeep here, so that way I don't accidentally draw the Tidespout Tyrant, because that would be bad, because I don't have a discard outlet currently. That's a good draw as well. Am I through both my Badlands? I'm not, because I was smart and fetched the other one. So let's play this. Let's crack this fetch. Grab my Badlands. Go ahead and Animate Dead. Tidespout Tyrant here. Then I'll cast Faithless Looting here, which will trigger Tidespout Tyrant. I'll try and bounce this Dark Depths. And then they'll make a 20/20 in response. And then we'll cast Chrome Mox for free and bounce the 20/20 and then attack for lethal. That deck's just not good anymore, Nivik. Which makes me sad, because I really like that deck. That deck literally paid for my wedding reception. God bless. But it's just not good. Then cast this free spell, bounce your... Someone colored on Merit Leech! Why would you color on Merit Leech? It's a token! It's a beautiful foil token! Why would you color all over the Merit Leech? I don't understand. What did it do to deserve this? That should be the game. Alright, sweet. That puts us to 2-1, 3-1, 2-1. All right, hopefully we get a quick one here. I only have, we might not be able to play the last match on stream depending on how long these take. These have been long, grindy games of Magic. Oh, I have a hard cutoff here a little bit after 12, so I can pop the kid off the bus. Thanks everyone for hanging out this morning. Welcome. I appreciate it. If you want to see more of this deck, I've streamed a bunch with it in the past. You can find it on my YouTube channel, Red Black Reanimator and Legacy. This is going to be my last league of the morning. You can also, I'll be back again tomorrow afternoon, about 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Yeah, the last time we played this deck, there was just a bunch of turn one-ing people, which was great. This hand, unfortunately, doesn't have any lands in it, so we're going to mulligan. Good Hearthstone hand, bad Magic hand. I think having 2 points of power is much better, and I think the fact that they can't kill it in response to the trigger makes it much better. So I think Tidehollow is just the much better card. This hand has Chancellor to slow them down, and it just needs a Reanimate spell because we can Thoughtseize or Unmask ourselves. Yeah, they're on 5, so they could be a combo deck too. So like Chancellor and Thoughtseize are both pretty good against a potentially opposing combo deck. Yeah, I'm gonna top that, I guess. We need a land after that, but I think it's worth keeping there. Need a mana source after that. Plateau. All right, I think I'm gonna Thoughtseize them. That means I have to put one of the Plateau. Who am I Thoughtseizing here? The thing is, if I Thoughtseize them, I have to pitch Griselbrand to unmask myself, which means I have to have one of these win the game. And if they're a Swords to Plowshares deck, that's really bad. Of course, if I'm Thoughtseizing them, they're pretty unlikely to have Swords to Plowshares. No, I'm definitely Thoughtseizing here. Yeah, it could be an Elesh Norn matchup. Confirmed an Elesh Norn matchup. They have Thalia and Plow, though, so that's not good for us. I guess I have to take Thalia, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to play Magic. Have my bits. Thank you very much, Dunlap. I appreciate that. Thanks for the cheer. Okay, that's actually a good hit for us. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pass here, because now that's a black card that I can pitch to Unmask. So if we draw a mana source next turn, we can go Unmask myself, pitching Sire, bin Griselbrand, and then Animate Dead the Griselbrand and pick a bunch of cards up. Because like Griselbrand getting plowed is like not a big deal. So I only get to draw 7 cards with this, but I think that's fine. So this loses me 8, which puts me to 9. And then we draw going to 2. I'm not expecting lightning bolts out of them. I'm assuming this splash is for cards like Pia and Kira Nalar and Magus of the Moon. Been Elesh and Griselbrand here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and unmask. Probably pitching an Animate Dead here, right? Yeah. That way next turn I can reanimate plus Animate Dead, because they're gonna plow this here. So that means we're gonna get the health back to be able to reanimate again. So So long, Griselbrand. They get to pay 1 off their cavern here. We go back to 9. I'm gonna take Recruiter of the Guard here, right? It's their utility creature. In case they have something that can deal with my other stuff. And then next turn, I'll just go Elesh plus Griselbrand. Of all the things you could register in Legacy, opponent, you chose Basic Plains and Mother of Runes. I guess they get a Recruiter trigger here, right? Well, my Sire is exiled, chat. My Sire was exiled by Unmask. Unmask exiles the card. What you got here? Do you have something to beat the legends? Welcome to the Legends of Tomorrow. Is this a Legend of Tomorrow since it has the Sharpie border on top? That's cute. Are you dead yet? Are you dead yet? What are we thinking, opponent? This is why this league's taking so long. Opponents are constantly in the tank before they die to our legendary creatures. Tank, concede. All right. So this is a Grave Titan matchup. This is an Archetype matchup. This is a matchup for like all of these poopers, honestly, right? It's definitely a Brutality matchup. Is it crazy to just cut all of these in this matchup? What do we think of that? I think I like just like swapping these out completely for just like this hodgepodge of utility things. I think Unmask is probably a little bit slow. I don't think this is an Abrupt Decay matchup. I know they could have like Rest in Peace out of their board, but like boarding an Abrupt Decay against the Wasteland deck seems really ambitious. I don't think Iona's good enough. I think I just want to kill them before they rip me. And they don't have that many rips, and they don't have cantrips to find them. Just gonna run it like this. Maybe Reverent Silence is fine. Seems okay. Not super exciting, but fine. Yeah, Iona gets Karakas and Flicker Wisp. They have Aether Vial to play through it, so I'm not a big fan of Iona. Guess this hand's pretty bad against turn 1 mom, huh? It's not a mom. I do need... wonder if I'm supposed to hand size there and bin the Grave Titan. Hey, Undivided Mind. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of excellent people streaming on Twitch right now, so I appreciate you choosing to put your sub towards my channel this month. Thank you for that. think I was supposed to mulligan this hand. Our poker hand's pretty good though. I do have Reanimates full. The Grave Titan kicker. Or like super soft to port or wasteland here. Yep. A Sanctum Prelate. Yep. Whoa, that's brutal. Alright, so we get to ditch this to hand size, and then next turn we get to go Badlands, reanimate my Grave Titan. Well, this is our last league, so you're gonna get to study soon. We're almost at the end. Conceding to a second prelate. So many hateful bears, opponent. Why are your bears so hateful? Why are your bears so hateful? No, it's Mother of Runes. Mother of Runes is the card they play, not Mother of God. You want hot chicken? Okay, Dad's gonna finish this league, and then we'll have hot chicken with Jake for lunch, okay? Hot chicken is chicken fries. He doesn't like it when they cool off, because, you know, warm food is better than cold food. Yeah, Inkwell's pretty good here. All right, here's an interesting question. With this Dark Ritual on top, do I even play my land on one? I don't think I do, right? Oh, wait, I can do everything, right? It's discard. No, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I have Reanimate. I'm dumb. Ignore me. Ignore me. Ignore me. I was looking at Exhume. Ignore me. I was looking at Exhume. Ignore me. I was looking at Exhume. We're going to turn one then. It's okay. We got there. We got there, chat. We got there. May have to discard a card. This card's really weak. Jail this one, MFer. Yeah. Yeah, send that one. Make him turn him into a farmer, why don't you? Oh, Inkwell's not interested in farming, huh, opponent? The only thing he's farming is noobs. Farming basic plains, Mother of Rune, Aether Vial, Nooblets. Inkwell Leviathan is sick of your shit, Death and Taxes, and he's coming for you. Yes, sir. Watch our opponent just like have the Council's Judgment. Is Mommy. Mommy! You had all this interaction, opponent. What happened? You have all this. Well, this card has trample too. Why does this card have trample? Why does it have two forms of evasion? Why does it have two forms of evasion? God bless you, Inkwell Leviathan. God bless you. You're a green water addict. We're cutting you off. All right. Okay, I'm gonna stand up so I can open my blinds so we can hopefully play this match before the bus gets here. But I might have to run out in the middle of this match and get the bus. You got peas, yep. So babies pee in the diaper. You want to be a big kid, you gotta learn to use the potty. Alright. Alright, we 3-1. So at a minimum, this deck is as good as Goblin Charbelcher. Because Goblin Charbelcher 3-2 as well. While we were gone, we were one. Yep. Getcha. Deck is at least as good as a modern deck. All right, let's turn one them twice here. Oh no, Lewis. Lewis almost only plays Delver decks. I think that if Wizards of the Coast wants to tell people they can't... Oh, crap. I actually have to go. I forgot I have a contractor showing up at noon. I'm really sorry. We're gonna have more Blackwood Reanimate in the future. Thanks for watching, folks. I've gotta run. So peace, and I'll catch all of y'all later. I should really check my calendar. Sorry, it's a busy week. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon.